Jess! And good morning. Welcome to the Diff Family Vlog. Is retreat day, well, full day one, day two. I guess last night was night one and this is day one. But we're here. We're gonna get things kicked off and get things rocking and rolling.
Just take, as we use this word, glue us together. And sometimes when we work through a conflict, we feel closer to that person because you know it feels a little more like family. Because I don't know about your family, but my family, we've got plenty of conflict, right, Mom? My mom hates conflict. She'd just be like this all the time. With that, I'd like to bring the retreat team up here. I usually do this on Sunday morning, but I know that, come on retreat team, move, hustle, hustle, hustle. And so we started later in the game. We had to cram in more meetings in the summer than we normally do while everybody else had the 10 weeks off. They met every Wednesday. Lots of meetings around pizza. They gained weight. It's true. As the round table pizza bill, I
just as he got to the door, it burst open. And in came three guys with M16s, and I think one of them had a mask on.
The masked men were Abu Sayyaf, a militant Muslim terrorist group with ties to Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden.
They were the enemy, and we never forgot that they were the bad guys. But on the other hand, they were our family. They were the people that we lived with for a year. I even remember that last day of the June 7, that last gun battle. We'd been hiking, sat down for a rest, and I just looked over at Martin and I said, people are praying for us. And he said, I know. But I just kept thinking every moment was my last moment. And sometime during that time, I just felt Martin's body just get real heavy, a heaviness.
Tragically, Martin was killed during their fight. During her time of recovery, Gracia wrote, "In the presence of my enemies," a riveting personal account of her and Martin's ordeal with the terrorists. This emotionally moving, powerfully inspirational account of faith through adversity landed on the New York Times bestseller list.
So this is Gracia Burnham, and you saw some of the video that of her testimony, and she was able to share just some of the great things that God was teaching her over that year and since, and the things that God has been working out. Gracia, thank you so much for joining and being a part of this.
You're welcome. I'm honored. I'm so honored every time somebody asks me to tell my story.
Yeah. A very amazing story, and you're going to be sharing actually at our church tomorrow. And so, I mean,
same thing. Yeah, pastor said just do the same thing.
Oh man,
so,
it was so moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the link to her website is down below. She's got a great book, In the Presence of My Enemies. Just talks about the things that she learned and the things that were going on over that year. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So he stays in prison for about 2.5 years, and goes from there and his head falls off into a basket. And so the end of an apostle at about age 54. So he's writing this from that prison. Okay? So what would he say? The rats are running, the sewer's going through. Please don't write to me, Paul, about how to be happy in Jesus. And the whole book is about joy and peace and how wonderful Jesus is.
So I was videotaping during that Armor of God thing. I'm surveying the room. I'm going across, and there you are, just kind of like. Arms folded.
I was listening to the song.
It was funny because everybody's bobbing their head, and the one person like that. When you're gonna play the drums, if we ever do that song, you're gonna be into it and stuff.
Yeah, that's a fun song.
But there he was.
I was just ready to eat some food. That's all. But it was good. It's a good song.
Well, we're gonna tear up some
Speaking
Skipolinis.
time.
Christina,
Yeah, Randy.
have you ever seen your husband and his associates ever fail miserably on stage?
No, are you guys planning on it tonight?
I don't know if we're planning on it. We're hoping not to.
Plan on feeling.
We never plan on it. But I was just kind of curious if you've ever seen it, because it's happened before. Bobby and me, we've
dropped the ball a couple times. Not too often though.
Well, I mean, part of it, I'm thinking like I remember, back in the day when we did the little concert out in the volleyball field back in high school. There was some hiccups there.
I do remember those concerts.
Oh yeah.
They all
But it was a little bit different back then because you guys weren't, together.
expectations were less.
Yeah, there it is. So what you're saying is tonight.
They're high. High bar, right?
Well, they might be high from this one to that one, but maybe we can lower the expectations with the other people, because the last 2 years, we did a pretty good job, and I'm really sad that I wasn't doing any of this for those. We practiced, like, how many times? Like, probably four to five times, 2 to 2.5 hours each, and then we practiced that night. We're not guaranteed that kind of practice tonight, and what I already said, I already committed to it. And right now, I mean, honestly, nobody's watching this. Manny's watching it, which is really cool. But I already committed that whatever it turns out to be, I'm gonna put it up.
Oh boy.
So in our own worlds, let me just say this, in our own worlds, we might have our parts down, but when you bring 6 people together,
It's like a beast.
it's gonna implode. So, well, it is what it is. And one of the things that every group always has to do, but that most people hate the most,
Group photos!
this is the most painful of anything that we do in worship retreat, whether it's the Christmas program.
This is the best. This is so wonderful.
This is the part where people have the least amount of patience, all concentrated at one time. You see how I validated that?
I like it.
Because I'm not saying this is the only time we lack patience, but man. Is that to make sure that that there's no sunburn?
Yeah. I'm trying to protect myself.
Before you wreck yourself?
Yeah.
I'm trying to throw a rhyme in there. And so it begins.
Maybe it's a 65 megapixel. Come on, Adam, join the selfie. Adam, come on.
This is a video selfie, so yeah. All right. Oh, mother of
No way.
Bus driver.
of the baby
Move that.
Joseph. The problem with doing so much practice last year, practicing, is that there's an expectation maybe. And this year, there's nowhere near as much practice. And it might not turn out very good.
Give myself away so you can use me.
And while we are getting ready for tonight. We got this going on. So they just had a wedding here, and tonight what is going on is we are having our own wedding with Twan and Bree. They're gonna get married tonight for within our little beach thing, and it's gonna be a validated, certified marriage. It's been a busy day. What's up, homeboy? How you feeling?
Feeling great. Feeling just speechless, ecstatic. Like, I know there's gonna be some tears, but I'm just glad that God has organized and arranged this moment in my life, and I'm ready to just follow Him and be there for my wife.
Well, so that was that. You saw tonight just a small bit of what we did. Make sure you check the link below to see more of shark bait, hoo-ha-ha, do our little beach stuff. And, you know, we had a wedding. We had some drama singing. We had some silliness, we had some live music, we had a bunch of stuff, but the important thing is we had a good time with some brothers and sisters, and we just loved it. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and you can follow us at Twitter or at Instagram, and we will see you guys next time.